It is Wednesday. We're reviewing Impact Wrestling's Emergence events from this past Saturday. We were going to do a whole bunch of reviews this week, but then I was like, no, I'm tired. I don't want to. So we're not doing this week's Impact, although we do have news on Impact being interested in a major star, which we'll get to. Remind me. So we'll talk about that and just some little Impact news around the way. But for the most part, it's just going to be a review of Emergence. It's a little untopical to talk about last week's Impact either, so I feel we're fine there. So let's talk about. I think I spelled Emergence wrong. God damn it. I was trying to Google it so I can get the results up. So let's talk about the show, Marcus. We opened up with Matt Cardona and his girlfriend or wife or whatever coming down to the ring. They're facing off with Rohit and Shira. One-on-one, Marcus, I gotta say, I'm a big fan of Rohit and Shira, and I don't know why. I really
No,
don't.
man, I'm right there. No, man, Rohit. I'm just glad to see Shira not doing that damn shoulder thing.
Ugh.
And Rohit's really grown on me in the last year and a half. So together, I think if you get them some consistent momentum, they could be a real serious combo. But they failed to the narrative here. So
Yeah, post-match, Cardona gets the win. It's the night of the Edge nephews, if you will.
yeah,
The Edge sons, I should say. Post-match, Shira and Rohit doing their thing, and Chelsea gets in the ring trying to throw it down with Shira, and I'm just kind of like, this is dumb. I don't like it. I don't like when we pretend to throw reality out the window. A girl with no athleticism like Chelsea Green and a dude the size of Shira, come on. We all know how that ends. Come
it
on.
did. It basically came down to him being more chivalrous than he probably should have been. Um, but yeah, Cardona had to be protected.
Yeah.
Protected.
In my home country of Africa. I really hope that's not like a Mandela effect. I really hope I can find that clip of Booker T saying that. Because I swear to
Bruh,
God that happened.
just when we got through talking about Kurt Angle, I was about to say the other name, but I switched. There, I'm scrolling through Twitter, and somebody has the clip rolling of Kurt talking about he when he cut that promo telling Booker T he wanted to do Charmel.
Oh
Jesus,
no.
this is bad.
I swear it's one of those things where like I know Kurt's not a racist. Like we've seen the lineage of women he's dated. He likes the mocha, and that's cool. Like we're down with that. But like when he said that, because he didn't just say like I wanted to do Charmel. He's like I want to have bestiality sex with her. I pray just beyond any reasonable shadow of a doubt that he meant like BDSM or like something like kinky violent sex because like what does that even mean in that context, Kurt? Like
Yeah, it's so weird because he's another one of those guys who did whatever and any and everything Vince ever asked him to do, and probably overperformed at it. But
mm-hmm.
I do like it's weird to me in all these interviews, nobody's ever asked him about that. Like,
If I ever get the chance, I'm asking him. I don't care if I'm doing it face to face. I'll suffer the consequences.
oh man,
So, Kurt, did you really mean?
like what was going through your head that promo? Because I feel like if you go back and watch it a few times, you can almost see the wheels turning. Like I'm into this shit, but not like this.
Right, and it wasn't even a good feud. Like they just never clashed correctly. Like I don't know what it was, man. Like Book and Kurt just didn't have that kind of chemistry in the ring, which was
Yeah,
disappointing because they're like right behind Eddie and JBL, and not even JBL, but just Eddie,
yeah,
on that roster in terms of name value and talent. And for some reason, you couldn't put those two together to get anything resembling a great feud, which baffles me because that's all those two dudes ever did.
yeah.
It's just weird, man. Wrestling is weird. Speaking of weird, Cardona wins for the first time ever, seeing it eye to eye. Anyone who doesn't say that power line isn't black is just wait. Hang on, did I say that right? If you know anyone who says that Powerline isn't black, there we go. They're lying. Powerline is definitely black.
For those who are completely clueless, he's talking about the character from the Goofy movie. Like, of course, power lines are black. No, that's not what he's talking.
Well, no, Powerlines are black too.
Yeah,
I've never seen a non-black Powerline. This is more of a rant on the power grid of America than anything.
yeah, man. But shout out to power line, man. If you can, even if you hate that whole movie, when that part kicks in.
Who hates that movie? Do you hate that movie?
Oh no, that's me all day. And then
I
I
was
turn
gonna
up.
say, I was about to go get like a machete and like my backpack and be like, well, all right, Marcus, I'm gonna have to Walking Dead your ass.
The
I'll
movie
cry
so
when I do it. Don't get me wrong, but like, machete's gotta come down, man. I'm sorry.
we're like daddy boys in a sense. So that movie was like right up our alley.
Mm-hmm.
Like, so yeah. But shout out to Power Line. Dude finally got on TV and got the girl.
Powerline's black. Skeeter's black. I don't even want to hear that argument. Skeeter's black. From Doug, Skeeter's black.
Now, which one do you think of the Gargoyles did you think was black? Was it Brooklyn?
No, Goliath. I mean, it doesn't hurt that it was Keith David.
Yeah. No, you're like, no, literally, he was black.
Yeah. Him and Hudson. Hudson. Well, I mean, technically Hudson was like Irish or Scottish, but like that dude had old man black energy, like who survived the 50s, 60s, 70s, and 80s, and he's just chilling in the 90s. Like, you think this is crazy? Like he had that vibe.
Yeah, like he did everything, but say he glided with King. Like,
No, he did. I mean, in this context, Goliath is king. I mean, Martin L. Goliath. Definitely Brooklyn was the surfer white boy. Wait, no. Was he the red one with the beak?
yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
he's definitely the surfer white boy.
yeah, post. Yeah.
Definitely. All right. Anyway, back to the show. So for the first time ever, we got to see. I hit the wrong button. Come on. There we go. All right. I think we're right. Okay. So for the first time ever, Decay wrestled as a 4-person unit in a match. I think that's dope. Like, I do.
Yeah.
Even though Havoc's in it and Havoc wrestles about as well as, Matt Cardona. Shading everyone tonight. This was a really cool thing to see happen because we don't see this a lot in wrestling right now. When we see, like, especially like with AEW, and I'm not trying to go in on AEW because right now they're doing pretty well. But like the big thing that I always notice is they don't really do a lot of stable matches. Excuse me. And like that kind of baffles me. Like, why wouldn't you highlight the stables? Like, you have like 1,000 stables. They've overcorrected from the WWE. Like, everyone is in a stable, which is fine, but you're not giving them enough uniqueness to their stables, and you're not allowing them to do stable things like wrestle matches. So when I saw Decay got to do this as an 8-person tag, I thought that was pretty dope. I was a little perplexed why Ba and No Way were tagging with I can't remember their names.
Oh, you talking about the way Jose Falaba, Savannah Evans, and Tasha Steele.
There it is, Savannah Evans and Tasha Steele. I wanted to call her Thea Trinidad. I'm like, that's not right. I know that's not right. So it was a weird combination to see Thea Trinidad and Savannah Evans tagging up with Falaba and No Way Jose on a stick. No, nothing, no joke. Okay. Sometimes the jokes fall flat, folks. I accept that. But it was a fun little match, and I really think that Black Taurus really got to show out and show up on this one.
Yeah, this was good, and kudos to D'Lo and Matt talking about like how Decay were being very strategical in their picks for matchups inside the match, which was cool. And like probably the coolest thing that happened in the match to me was when they had, I think, Ba in the corner, and it was Steve, one of the three combinations, and they were all biting him at once. Like it was, that's something I recommend. But it was a cool shot and right up Decay's alley. So while Havoc does seem obscure, I thought it was cool, like you said, that they got to do this together. And while No Way, who apparently didn't get a chance to keep his Jose on his stick. Uh, Anytime we see him, I know that means he's replacing TJP. So he's a national treasure in my mind. It is about
Uh,
see Savannah Steele and Savannah Evans in action. So that was cool too.
Savannah, God, I can't speak. Savannah Steele sounds like an adult star name.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah, it does. We need to bring back that game. Pro wrestler or porn star? That's a fun series. So, the good guys, Decay win.
Yeah.
Moving on to a match that I was actually kind of surprised about. Steve Macklin versus Petey Williams. Macklin is, of course, the former member of... the hell are their names? It was Gunner, it was him, and it was Buddy Murphy's tag team partner. Or was he Buddy Murphy? Was Macklin Buddy Murphy's tag team partner? No, he wasn't Buddy Murphy's tag team partner.
Buddy Murphy and Jesus, what was his name? 'Cause, I mean, both of them no longer employed there.
No. Marty Jannetty.
Hilarious. Now.
Well, while you look that up, apparently Scott D'Amore dropped a little bit of a hint on Buddy Murphy's future on Jade Chung's Twitch channel. Jade Chung is the wife of Josh Alexander. And apparently Scott D'Amore said that Buddy Murphy's coming to Impact. Now, I don't get the hype around Buddy Murphy. So, like, I'm not really sitting here going, oh, that'll be awesome. But,
Yeah.
whatever.
Wesley Blake. It'll be interesting what they do with his character if he get to do some real good character work, because he's a hell of a hand, as they say. Like, he can go.
Everyone can go. In 2002, like, yeah, go get me Buddy Murphy. In 2021, go get me Danhausen. I want characters, Marcus.
Yeah,
Have you
man,
watched a lot of Danhausen?
I'm still waiting for him I'm still getting into him, but he's the Darby Allin of Ring of Honor.
He's the Darby Allin of comedy bits. He's very nice, but very evil.
Like he's a whole thing. I just gotta really sit down and kind of tune in to what's going on. But yeah, Wesley Blake is who you were looking for.
So it's Wesley Blake, Macklin, and Gunner.
Yeah. So well, I didn't even put that together until you just said it. So he was the third one that had to be in that idiot trio.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I mean, I wish like it'd be nice if we could get somebody like Buddy Murphy and the big man that got fired from Bronson Reed. That'll be cool.
I wouldn't mind Bronson Reed, because Bronson Reed's at least different.
Yeah.
Fucking, and apparently Buddy Murphy's still going under the name Buddy. I don't know what his last name's gonna be, but his first name's gonna be Buddy, and I'm just like, why?
That never works out outside of dogs, man.
And even with dogs, like, no. And I intend on like owning like a pack, and they're all gonna be named after wrestlers. Bet I'm gonna have Suzuki Goon.
Suzuki Goon.
He's gonna be a Chihuahua. No, I wouldn't get a Chihuahua. Fuck that noise. I'm gonna have Kenta. He's gonna be a Siberian Husky, cause like yeah. Let's see. I'm gonna name Golden Retriever Taryn Terrell. So like just gonna like have like 30 dogs, and they're all gonna be named after pro wrestlers, and they're all gonna be named after pro wrestlers who fit their personalities of dogs. So like, if I have like a really angry kind of like growly type, that's obviously gonna be my Minoru Suzuki or my Suzuki Goon. If I have a big dumb fun kind of dog, like I don't know, gonna be Yano.
Yeah,
Or Boom Boom for Colt
Yeah,
Cabana.
like or a big one that's not necessarily that aesthetically pleasing in the face, but extremely horny around the ladies. You can name it Snitsky.
Heidenreich. That one also works too.
I'm right.
Do
Oh,
you,
that's
do you know that they were gonna make him a unfrozen Nazi?
I wouldn't put it past the old man.
Ah, that fucking comedy. Anyway, Macklin defeats Petey Williams. I like this match because Petey had a lot of offense to start, but it was one of those things where Macklin showed that he had like the resiliency to survive like an early onslaught. And while Petey
Yeah.
was able to like work his way back, Macklin was able to get the win by pinfall. I like what they're doing with a lot of these older veteran types, like with Petey and such, but I also think guys like Petey Williams are far from being done.
Yeah.
And like now, like, Petey's 39. He's going to turn 40 tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
So like he's not young, but he's also in wrestling terms not old at all. I think part of the conversation or question that I want to kind of know is what like, is this like Petey's request? Like, does he not want long term runs? Like, because he I think he's a backstage producer as well. So I don't know like what his goal is because not everyone once they hit a certain age want to keep going in the ring, so to speak.
Yeah.
And I don't know what Petey's goal is. I don't know what his wants and desires are. Because if he wants to like win a world title, I say build him up and have him win a world title. That's just my opinion. But
Yeah. I mean,
his butt must be sore after all those Canadian destroyers, though.
yeah. Yeah. You know, goes right along with his pride the way it's been bastardized.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I mean, he definitely comes off as an all-purpose player. I feel the same way. I appreciated this match because, like I said, it just came down to I guess Macklin wanted him. I think he powered out a submission and then hit his finish because obviously he's on a mission to prove stuff. So, but it was definitely a competitive match. Definitely dug it. This is what you do with a veteran and a up and coming guy. So, but yeah, like you said, Williams has got a lot left in the tank to us, and I think he falls in a good space of he can take losses and it won't necessarily reflect because he could always come back and it's 100% believable because it's Petey Williams. He's been to the mountaintop and all that. And he's basically the Impact legend anyway. But it also kind of keeps him in a place where it's like, well, we don't necessarily have to put him in anything important. It's Petey Williams. He kind of bounces around. So we'll see. Like you said, it may be him just kind of wanting to just fit in whatever slot he can when he can. You know.
Certainly is a possibility. You know what we should check out, just as a review? We'll do like an episode or maybe episode
Yeah.
or more maybe. Is Lucha Libre USA? Yeah, you ever remember that one?
No. Lucha Libre USA.
Yeah, it was MTV 2. Aired like 20 episodes in 2010. And it
Oh,
like
Rebel Scott, Mark Jindrak. Jesus, now that's a
yeah, Shane Helms was in it, Blue Demon Jr., Rocky Romero, um, TJP.
oh, for fuck's sake! I can't get rid of this kid.
He actually had a pretty cool look. He was known as Sadistico, and he had like this awesome mask that had like a zipper around his mouth, and I always just wanted to leave it shut.
Oh, Shane Helms. Okay.
Yeah. Liz Mark Jr. was in it. Relic, like this was like old school, maybe not old school, but it was kind of old school. Like WCW talent was in it, like Johnny Stamboli, who was Relic at the time. Jindrak, I think L.A. Park was in it. So it's one of those that I think would be funny to just watch like an episode or two of,
Yeah.
but I don't think it was that good, like at all. A lot of ex-Impact talent. Just looking at the women, Awesome Kong, Brooke Carter, Jacqueline, Jillian Hall, Lizzie Carter, Melina, Nikki Corleone, who was actually Roxy Laveau. We had ODB, Rebecca Reyes, who's Matt Hardy's wife, and of course Raka Khan. This is Kurt Angle's favorite show.
Now I gotta watch.
And even Kevin Kelly was in it. I completely forgot about that. Gary Michael Capetto as the ring announcer. Damn. I'll have to check this out. All right. Anyway, next matchup was Madison Rayne unretired versus Taylor Wilde unretired. Man, like they're getting everyone from 2009 back, and I don't even have an issue. Like, get them all back. Go get Sarita. Go get Sarah Stock. Go get cheerleader Melissa. Go get Lacey Von Erich, who's going to Harvard and owns a wrestling company now. Just
Oh
go get them
wow.
all.
Yeah, I remember when she was like the Eva Marie of her time.
Yeah, only with an actual personality.
Yeah, that part.
And I'm pretty sure she caused one of Steve Harvey's 14 divorces. That poor man was just she's a man eater. Like, I don't even. She's a man eater.
Oh
She
yeah,
knows what
'cause
she's doing.
it was on Family Feud. I forgot about that.
Mhm.
That's a classic episode. Yeah.
In her ring attire, all provocative and such. Poor Matt Morgan standing there in a Speedo for 5 episodes. Oif. Anyway, Madison Rayne gets the win, defeating Taylor Wilde. I really don't like that Taylor keeps eating losses. I know Madison's coming back for. I have to imagine it's not a long run, but I could be wrong. But I don't like that they're having Taylor Wilde eat all these losses, considering they did like the big vignette and they hyped her return. I really want to see her start to get wins because like I want to see Taylor get that shot on top again. Because she was young when she came in the first time. She's only 35. And I don't really know why they don't want to, put her over like they're supposed to, like they should. Again, this might be a Petey Williams situation. She might be like, I want to do like a taping every other taping. And like, I just want to kind of do this for fun. I don't want to add the belt. I don't want any big feuds. Just let me help put over some talent. Let me get back in the ring. Maybe that's all she wants to do. And if that's all she wants to do, that's fine. But I also think that she has a lot more going for her than just being a quote-unquote gatekeeper for young up-and-coming stars that does not qualify for Madison Rayne.
Yeah, Madison. This is Impact. It's her jam, man. It's her jam. She's always gonna come back. Um, and I've always kind of appreciated that that relationship has stayed fluid. But yeah, I mean, and maybe you're right about Taylor. She might be in the same spot with Petey because she feels like she always feels like she's supposed to be more important than she's being presented. And while she may state like a goal or something, she has no direction. And she keeps getting into these situations where I'm like, I don't know if you want to go for the knockouts title or not, but you at least need to get a friend because you're getting jumped every other week.
I'm just imagining like Taylor's mom going, well, have you tried making friends with the other girls? Mom, I tried. They beat me up all the time.
I'm like, you need to put out a line of DM or something to R-Truth because you are getting got.
Maybe little Jimmy, who's now he's now teenager Jimmy, will come down and help you out.
He's still in the audience somewhere.
Just stalking people. Like, how great would that be? Ron Killings comes back from the WWE, rejoins Impact, but his entire storyline for a year is being accused of like being like a pervert. But like every time he does, he goes, "No, man, it's little Jimmy." And then like later on, they find out that little Jimmy's actually real and that he's just invisible and he's been the one peeping and tomming on people. I think that'd be hilarious. And then him and little Jimmy have a match.
Or even more than that, like a real story since we getting that Chucky series. I don't know if you've seen that.
Oh no!
This will never happen. Well, I mean,
Just put him in a trash can and put the lid on. Boom, you win.
They put him on because obviously, I mean, AEW's done the whole thing with Matt. Broken Matt, but like, cause we remember who booted Little Jimmy out of existence. So if he debuts, have him randomly getting jumped by this invisible thing. We never see who's jumping Brian, right? And then all of a sudden it's like, who is this teenage kid that look like he's best friends with Sunberg? Uh, the name's Jimmy. Little Jimmy, you dick.
Daniel, you used to know me as a little guy, but now I'm average size Jimmy.
This is like the continuation of that Kill Bill story where it's like if you want to grow up, when you grow up, you still want to kill me, you can come find me, kid.
That would be great. By the by, Angelina Love is still wrestling for Ring of Honor. If she ends up, ever parting ways, I wouldn't mind seeing Angelina teaming up with Madison and Emma. I forget what her name is. Paulina? That ain't right. Tennille, there it is. Paulina,
Yeah.
what the fuck is that? And forming like a new Beautiful People, like that'd be dope.
Yes, a new Beautiful People. We don't need no rehashes. We don't need you bringing in a friend. Just pretend like you never had any friends. Just come in fresh.
The only velvet we need are on curtains, is all I'm saying.
Hey.
Although you can bring back Lacey Von Erich and go 4 deep. That sounded wrong. As soon as I said it.
Nah, that sounds great, Daddy. Now I want to see it.
Who was always saying that? That sounds great, Daddy. Who was that?
No, I was imitating Swinger. You know, if
There
they
it
did
is.
that, it'd be such a great segment on that show with him hitting on Lacey, because she always came off like she would never sleep with most of the dudes she flirted with.
I feel like her character was always flirting with dudes, but never sleeping with them, and was only flirting with them to hide the fact that she was screwing every chick she knew.
Now that's a great gimmick.
Ladies and gentlemen, Marcus is done for the show. He's going to say goodnight now.
I have to go find a cigar.
Next up was the 4-way match to determine the number 1 contender. I have to imagine Ace gets the win here, defeating Sabin, Moose, and Callahan. I have to imagine that they're letting these young guys get rubs with Christian. That's the only reason why I think Brian Myers got the match. I think Ace will get another big moment match before Bound for Glory. I can't imagine them putting the belt on Ace Austin at this juncture. He's only 23.
Yeah.
I want to say, like, he's very young. He's 24. So, like, you have plenty of time with him, especially if he intends on sticking around in Impact. And I don't ever want to do any more of these, I'll give you the belt if you stay bullshits. Like, no, thank you.
Please, no.
Like, they just posted a video on YouTube. It was of, like, the 5 greatest returns. And one of them was Austin Aries beating Eli Drake. I'm like, that's not a great return. That was a terrible fucking booking moment. Like, that was terrible. Why would you do that?
Yeah, that was, yeah.
I know they were building up to, like, Rios. Yeah, Aries versus El Patron, but, like, no, thank you. No. I think the 5 were... I don't remember the order. It was Jeff Hardy, Rosemary, Aries... What was the second one? I feel like the second one's like a tag team, maybe. And then the first one was Sting, coming back in 2006. Oh, it was Styles. That's right. I was right. It was a tag team. It was Styles coming back in Lockdown 2011 when Ric Flair was bleeding like a corpse. So, Marcus, Ace Austin, you think he's going to win the belt?
No, though there's always a potential with Fulton in his corner. Unless, he gets banned from the ring or kicked away during the match, because this, savvy veteran, that Christian is. But yeah, like you said, I think it is, kind of like what we're seeing with Punk, gonna be kicking off with guys like Darby Allin, like Christian's there to build up the talent, and make the title feel important, which should be the narrative of all, any champion, specifically one who doesn't go there. But yeah, no, I don't think you're gonna win it. We know Ace got these days, wants to stay. He got a lot of stuff to do in Impact, and I'm pretty sure eventually the world title may be in his future, but he don't need it now. And there's no real narrative around But you look at the match, it's like the only other person that deserved the win was Saban because Callahan clearly couldn't get it done, and Moose, um, got to rebuild his momentum. So it was to me, it was only out of him and Saban. So we'll see.
Do you think we're getting a multi-man match at Bound for Glory for that title? Maybe Callahan, Moose, and Saban versus Christian.
I don't know. At this point, I wouldn't rule it out. I wouldn't rule it out because I feel like at that point, I feel like that's Scott's Teddy Long making a tag team match. He just makes it a multi man.
He has not done that a lot with the title though, but he does do it with number one contenderships. His number one contenderships are always multi-man for some reason.
Yeah.
So Austin is currently scheduled to get the title shot at Victory Road, which is September 18th. So that's more than likely means that Christian's not going to be losing to Ace Austin. Not that close to Bound for Glory. Not on a Impact Plus event.
Yeah.
If it happens, I'll be shocked.
Should be a hell of a match. I mean, obviously, it's going to be improved from the one we're going to get to, but because Ace is hell of a guy, man, in that ring. You can't deny him.
Ace is the place with the helpful hardware store. I think is how that goes. All right, let's see. Next up, we got Jake Sullivan versus Josh Alexander in what Mark has accurately just described as money. Mark, this was money. Remember that old song from the '90s? I want money, lots and lots of money.
Mm-hmm.
That's what this match was. It was violence and money.
Look, man, if you feel like this is a skippable show, don't skip this match.
No, this is a match of the year contender, and it will be on our year-end match of the year candidates. That's for sure. It was real good.
Yeah, I mean, something that's taken some really great losses, which you can't say a lot. He's not getting jerked around like we got. I mean, it was cool to see on that big of an audience, but with Kiera Hogan kind of got squashed when she faced Jade Cargill. You get it because the net. I mean, obviously Cargill is a specimen.